Hi, I'm your host Lily, and in this new YouTube series, I'll be joined by colleagues from across Royal Mail and Parcelforce worldwide, who will be sharing their insights and expertise. Together, we'll explore how we're transforming and evolving to meet the needs of our customers. I'm here with Lily Mann, Parcelforce Worldwide Export Account Product Manager, and today we'll be talking about how we're making it that bit easier for you to export with Parcelforce. Hi Lily.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
It's very rare that I get to interview someone with the same name as me, so it's a special experience.
It is.
Yeah. So, what an interesting job title. It would be really great to just deep dive into your role at Parcelforce and what does your day-to-day look like?
Yeah, of course. So, as you say, I'm the Export Account Product Manager here at Parcelforce. So, essentially, I'm responsible for managing anything to do with our products that our account customers access today when exporting overseas. Day to day, my role does vary, but I'd say overall my main sort of focuses and goals are to streamline the export process and make sure that the products we're offering our customers deliver on the promises that we sell to them. So that could be from sort of managing our sort of product features, so things like tracking, email notifications, making sure that they're working correctly, monitoring and driving our quality of service, so making sure that we are delivering high quality of service across all of our products. But I would say probably one of the biggest parts of my jobs and one of the parts that I'm actually I enjoy the most is working with our sales community and our customers. So not only does that allow us to kind of support our customers through that export journey, but it also means that we can understand from our customers what they want from us and what they want from our products. So we can feed that into our sort of future product developments and make sure that we continue to offer products that our customers want. So quite a vast role, but really exciting.
Yeah, super interesting. So what's the network working behind the scenes at Parcelforce? You know, who are getting those items from the UK to international destinations?
Yeah, so here at Parcelforce we have over 240 countries and destinations around the world, so we need a pretty extensive network to support that. That starts in the UK, so we have our dedicated international hub here at Parcelforce, and that's responsible for processing and preparing our items for their onward transit. And that hub alone can sort of process tens of thousands of items each and every day, so a massive, massive part of our network. We also have an excellent network team here at Parcelforce, so they're responsible for managing the whole journey of the export parcel. So, for example, they will speak to over 30 road hauliers and airline carriers to get our customers' items from A to B in the most efficient way possible, but also considering costs and environmental impact, just because we know that's so important to our customers. Alongside that, we also have the final mile delivery, so that overseas piece, and we partner with a range of trusted overseas partners and have done for many, many years. So, for example, across Europe, we partner with GLS. They're one of our trusted partners. They're actually part of the Royal Mail Group. And we also partner with postal carriers around the world. So, for example, Australia Post or La Poste for France. We know to our customers that it's really important that they can give their end recipients that local field delivery. So research has actually shown that customers prefer to receive their deliveries from someone either in uniform or someone that's familiar to them, so like their postie. So here at Parcelforce we're able to offer that with the help of our overseas partners. So lots of different pieces of our network, but all really important to that overall journey.
Yeah, I mean that's incredibly impressive. 240 countries and territories, that is a true global footprint, really, really is. And I think it's a great example of how a UK-based network can still offer seamless international coverage without needing too many boots on the ground, basically. Yeah, amazing. So it's recently been announced that Parcelforce Worldwide and Royal Mail are combining into a single network for medium and large parcels. What does this mean for international services?
So this is actually a really positive change for international and Parcelforce as a whole, really. So from an international perspective, it means that our customers, both Royal Mail and Parcelforce, will have access to our full variety of international services in one place, which isn't something that they have today. So that's a really great step forward for us and our customers. Specifically for Parcelforce services, we have changed some of the names of those services, and we've done that to try and make it clearer and easier for our customers to understand what it is that we're selling to them. As part of this change, we're also benefiting in the Parcelforce space with a number of different service enhancements. So, for example, we are increasing the number of languages that we're offering on our email notifications, which is a great benefit to that end recipient journey. So there's lots of positive change coming as part of this, and so far we've received really positive feedback from our customers on it, so really exciting.
Yeah, really. I think the interesting part is getting that straight feedback, straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
You know that you can take that, carry on, and you know that it's trustworthy feedback as well. Why do you think it's important for a business to offer that international delivery option? What kind of impact does international shipping really have?
Yeah, so for UK businesses, starting or thinking about starting to offer an international delivery can be a game changer, not only from a sort of growth perspective or opportunity perspective, but in terms of broadening their network. So it means they are opening up to a potentially wider customer base, opening their pool of potential buyers for their products, but it also means they're reducing the reliance on a singular sort of economy and market, which we know does come with a number of risks. We know from our exporters and what we see today that there is a huge demand for UK products around the world, and that's not slowing down. So, like I say, a huge opportunity there for our customers. We're starting to see growth and continued growth in those sort of markets where we're seeing a growing expat community, so for example across Europe and some areas in the Middle East. But we still also have our largest destinations, our more traditional larger destinations such as Germany, France, Ireland, across Europe, or further afield, USA and Australia. One other thing that I would say though, it's important for our exporters to consider is not just the countries that are big now, but looking forward to the future and those destinations that in the future are likely to see growth. So those emerging markets such as India, where we expect over the coming years and decades there to be a continue in growth to those sort of destinations. So understanding what's important now and what's where the growth is now, but also thinking ahead to the future in terms of what other opportunities there are is really important for our customers.
Sure, anticipating those future untapped markets basically.
And allowing that continued growth,
Yeah, that's brilliant. So what support does Parcelforce offer these international exporters? And if they had any follow-up questions or maybe some queries, where can customers go to find out more information about exporting with Parcelforce?
Yeah, so we have a massive raft of support for our exporters here at Parcelforce. So whether they're new to exporting or whether they've been exporting for years, we have something for everyone. So really exciting actually, we've just launched our brand new parcel user guide, which is for export Parcelforce only. So that outlines all the information our customers need to know about our services, their features, their benefits, and has sort of hints and tips to our customers on exporting and links on where they can find more info. So that's a really great tool there, and like I say, it's brand new, so really exciting. We also have sort of international specialists in our sales community. So there are a number of colleagues across the sales community whose main focus is international. So they have extensive knowledge not only of our international services but also the wider international market. So they're there to support the wider sales community but also our customers. So a massive benefit to us as a business and our customers, just having that knowledge there for them to tap into. We also have our customs hub. So we know when exporting or when customers start to export that customs is often one of the areas of exporting that they find most daunting or most concerned about. So we have built a dedicated customs area for our customers to access, and that outlines by service the electronic data but also the physical paperwork that's needed for those items to be exported successfully. And there's also a bit of information on there about why that data is needed and what it's used for. And we think that's really important, not only to kind of help move our customers through that journey, but also educate them on the parts of customs that are needed so that they can grow their confidence when exporting with us. So again, a great tool that's there for them to utilise and something that we're actually really proud of. So definitely for looking up for our customs hub. We have country pages, so for every destination that we export to with Parcelforce, we have a dedicated website page. So on that page will be information about the destination, the sorts of things that destination like to purchase, the delivery protocols for that destination. So, for example, the days of the week that the postal service is delivered, that kind of information, which is a really great starting point, I think, for customers that are looking to export or looking to expand into a new destination or market, for example. They can start off there and start to understand a bit more about that destination. So, really, really useful. I'd say finally as well, we have our incident bulletin. So this again is a dedicated page on our website for our export customers, and we utilise it for updating our customers on any sort of incidents or anything that happens around the globe. So if we're informed, for example, of some weather conditions in an overseas destination that might impact the delivery of their items, we'll update that website page, giving them a bit of background as to what's happening, what's likely to be the impact and what they can do. So again, a really critical tool for us to be able to have that sort of communication with our customers and keep them up to date of what's happening with their items. So lots of support across lots of different places for our customers.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it sounds like Parcelforce are doing a really solid job at having those available, accessible resources. And I guess with any customer, the more knowledge they have, the more informed they are, the more they're going to trust.
Exactly.
So of course they will consider international
selling more.
Exactly, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. That's super interesting. So say for example, I am a business looking to start shipping overseas. How can Parcelforce help me simplify, make that whole journey a little bit easier?
Yeah, so over and above the different parts of support that I've already spoken through, so our customs hubs helping to guide customers through that journey, we also have heavily invested in our shipping solution. So we have a really intuitive shipping solution for our customers to utilise. We've invested heavily in sort of data validation technology that sits behind that system, and what that does is helps our customers, number one, be educated in terms of what they should be giving us in terms of data, but it also validates the information that they're giving us and makes sure that that information is compliant and correct. So that enables us to, like I say, educate our customers, but also make sure the data that we're sharing with our overseas partners is correct at the front end, so that we don't have any sort of impacts further down that export journey. So our shipping solution is definitely another tool that helps support those customers through that journey.
I guess it's a real advantage for businesses trying to match speed and cost to different customer expectations as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it would be really great to chat about, you know, you've touched on customs and electronic data, which I can imagine feels really daunting and a bit overwhelming for some people, especially those who have never exported before. Could you perhaps break it down a bit more? You know, what are the typical requirements and how does Parcelforce make those easier to manage?
Yeah, so you're 100% correct. We are seeing and continue to see an increase in sort of demand and a need for enhanced data sets when exporting overseas. So that those rules and regulations are continually changing and adapting. We know that can be daunting for our customers. So like I say, we have the different elements there that we hope would support those customers through that journey. The rules do differ depending on whether the customer is sending through the postal network or the commercial network, and it does also differ by destination. So lots of things to think about. Here at Parcelforce, we have our internal dedicated customs team. So they are extremely knowledgeable on all things customs across both the postal and commercial data set. So we have that knowledge internally to help guide us, help guide our customers, and make sure that we are continually changing to those ever-changing demands. We also, as I mentioned previously, have really great relationship with our overseas partners and carriers in destinations around the globe. So again, we have that insight, we have that continuous communication with those partners to understand if things do change, how do we mitigate that and how do we help our customers through it. So there is lots of change, but we feel that we have everything we need here to help guide customers through that.
Sure. I mean, I think it's clear that Parcelforce is offering a toolkit, I guess, of options to help businesses navigate what could be, like I said, that overwhelming customs, but overcoming that with confidence.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you have all those resources available for customers to tackle that. So as businesses start expanding into specific international markets, what kind of support can we offer to them to make sure that they grow as smoothly, as seamlessly, as confidently as possible?
Yeah, so I think it's really important when customers start to think about exporting into a new market that they have the relevant market research for that destination. And as I mentioned previously, we do have our country pages, so I think that's a really good starting point. Lots of information there about that destination and the types of things that destination like to import from the UK. But we also have links on those pages to external market research where customers can find that more detailed market research from places like the Department of Business and Trade, for example. So they're a really good place to start. We also have, for our Royal Mail and Parcelforce customers, our Export Matters articles. So a few years ago we created a couple of articles that are related to sort of debunking any myths that customers have about export and trying to manage their expectations when they think about starting to export. So we know for our customers it can be daunting, whether they're starting to export in general or whether they're looking to move into a new market. So we have those articles there that talk through some of the hints, the tips, some of the things we think they should focus on when they start to export. So they're, again, another great tool for them to access. Parcelforce, as part of Royal Mail Group, also has strong connections to the Universal Postal Union, or the UPU. So we have access and have frequent communication with members from all around the globe. So we can get insights and we can speak to our colleagues from all around the world and understand what's happening in their destinations, if there's any changes, and we can try to use that information to educate our customers and guide our customers on to what might be next for them. So lots of information there that we can share with our customers.
Yeah, like a plethora of, it's a huge hub of resources that are super consumable and easy to find. Yeah. Well, thank you, Lily. Before I let you go, I'd love to pick your brain with one last question.
Of course.
What's the one piece of advice you'd give a customer that's considering exporting?
Ooh, I'd say go for it. I hope today, for some of the bits and pieces that I've mentioned, that I've shown you just a small fraction of the opportunity that's available to you if you start exporting or to branch into new destinations. So if you are interested or want to find out a bit more about Parcelforce, then please visit parcelforce.com or give us a call and we can discuss your business requirements.
Yeah, I love that. Just go for it.
Go for it.
Simple but works so well. And what a great reminder as well of how accessible and customer focused our services really are. Well, thank you for your time today, Lily. That's a wrap for today's episode. We hope you learned just how easy exporting with Parcelforce can be. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment and share it with someone who'd love it too. Until next time, you can keep up to date through our socials and you can also find out more on our website. Thanks for watching.